people of the internet. My name is Paige. Welcome to my channel, Journey to God. This channel is all about my personal journey with God, through God, to God, and just me talking about the things that I experience daily. Hopefully this will help us have even more conversations about God and to help us kind of understand more what we're going through in this life with Him. I want to talk about the things that I'm going through right now. I don't want to talk about things that I think someone else is going through. I want to be real about it. And one of the things that I just went through, I had this experience that kind of knocked me off my feet a little bit. I felt like I could not continue on in this journey with God. And that's pretty crazy for me because for the past about 4 or 5 years since I decided, to not just give my life to God, but to be active in it, I've been on it since then. There has never been a day that I felt like I couldn't do it or didn't want to do it. And I just had this experience that I was not expecting it at all. I was just looking at everything that was going on around me, and it's a lot of good things that's going on. Like, it's not like I'm struggling. I never feel like I'm struggling though, so I don't know if that's a good point. Everything around me was a little bit chaotic. Just to hear, certain things, and then for that to trigger something in my life, and it made me be like, you know what? I'm doing this wrong. I'm like, I know that I've been reading the Bible. I know I've been talking to God. I know that I've been changing my life. I know that I've been getting the word and following the word and actually trying to use that word in my life. I know I've been doing it, but I'm doing it wrong. And I'm not doing it anymore. That's really what I did. Like, this is too much. This is too much for me, God. I can't handle it. And I'm like, don't be mad at me. But that's just how I feel. And it wasn't that I wasn't going to believe in God. Like, I believe in God. Like, I'm past the point of needing to believe in God. I've seen too much to not believe in Him. But it was just like, I felt like all that time I was spending praying, all this time I was spending watching videos and things like that, it wasn't that He wasn't giving me the word. It felt like me, personally, I was not the one who was going to carry out whatever it is that He wanted to be carried out. So it was nothing about me feeling like God wasn't going to do it for me or couldn't do it for me. I felt like I didn't have the capacity to do it. I just tried to be like someone who knows who God is, but I don't know all this stuff that I actually know. Once you start reading the Bible and getting the word, there's things you learn. And those things that you learn, you are accountable for. And I kind of wanted to be someone who wasn't accountable. I just wanted to believe in God and go through life doing my own thing, kind of, and see what that was like. I just want to see. Let me just see what it's like. I don't live like that, so let me try it. Part of me was embarrassed because I'm like, okay, God has been there for me all the time. Like, I can't believe I just really did that. But man, you gotta imagine that I was really in a horrible place. Like, my mind was just not on my side at that time. Like, it was just like everything was weighing down on me, the responsibilities, and I'm feeling like, okay, I got so much to do in reality. I'm on all these things I have to do. Like, how am I going to balance that while trying to put all this energy into focusing on God? And I feel so bad now thinking about it, like how selfish. But this is the reality, and that's why I want to talk about it, because this is going to help me get through my journey. So just keep listening. So, like, every couple hours I would think to pray. I would think to talk to God, and I wouldn't. To be honest with you, I would be like, ooh. I'd be like, oh, wait, I told Him that I couldn't do this anymore. So I did feel like something was missing, but for the next 4 days, I didn't feel the stress of reality, but I did feel the stress of not talking to God. Anyone who has been on a spiritual journey, you understand that it's 125% different than reality, period. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just a big difference. And I felt that difference not in reality. Everything in reality was still moving forward because I was moving forward. but everything in my spiritual world and in my spirit was not right, and I did not feel right. I was not comfortable, but I wasn't going to go back to God. I didn't feel like I could because I was embarrassed, and I felt like I should have been stronger than that. Nothing should have been able to make me feel like I can't talk to him, or I can't pray, or I can't read my Bible, or I can't get a word. And I felt like if I stopped putting so much energy into the spiritual things of God, that my reality would be better. And it was not. By that 5th day, something else happened to me, and in that moment, it kind of took me out again. It took me out, and I was just so confused. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what is wrong? What's happening in my life? Like, what do I need to do different? Like, something is completely wrong, because I'm feeling the same way I felt before I told God that I couldn't do it anymore. So obviously it don't got nothing to do with that. Like, all I could do was turn on my gospel music. And I turn on my gospel music, and I start listening to the words, and I'm realizing that everything that they're saying is everything that I am, everything I want to be like. And it's this thing where it's like, even if I didn't want to be this person, I am. As soon as I decided to listen to the gospel music, it changed everything for me. And I just broke down. I started crying, and I started apologizing to God. And I'm like, I'm so sorry for feeling that way. From that moment, I knew, like, I didn't feel guilty. The guilt went away. The disappointment, everyone those feelings went away as soon as I told him I was sorry. I cannot make this up. And it was this peace that just came over me, and it was like a welcome, like you never really left. That's what it felt like. Like you never really left. Like you might have distanced yourself from me, but God was still there, though. I got back into my word, and every word that I was seeing was just about God forgiving people no matter what, and being there for them, and not throwing your past in your face, and not making you feel like crap for things that you said that maybe you didn't mean or you didn't know or whatever. And this is the thing, on this journey, we don't know exactly what to do, and we are going to make mistakes, and we are going to feel things and see things around us that is going to make us feel like we're doing something wrong. But God was kind of telling me, that my environment that I'm in is made for me to need God. If everything was perfect, if I never felt like weak, or I never felt like something was wrong, why would I need God? I would never need him. Even if I think I know what's best, if I don't go to him on that, I could still end up in a situation that was not best for me, even if it feels better. At my point in life, like with the things I've been through, I don't have time to take a chance to be like, this might or this might not be wrong. Like, I don't want to make any more mistakes that I don't have to make. So me surrendering myself to God is just me saying like, hey, I know I don't know best, but I know you do. And even if it don't feel right, I want you to help me, and I want to surrender myself to you. This environment is so that you can depend on me. The only thing I have to do differently is when I feel that thing that tried to take me out, first thing I need to start doing is going straight to God. Don't feel like I can't go to him because I'm having a weak moment. He knew I would have a weak moment, which is why all my strength is based off of him being strong, not off of me being strong, and not off of me knowing what I'm supposed to do. I have to look at God as the solution, not as the cause, because regardless, life is just going to throw things at us, and we're just going to have to learn how to navigate them. But the more that we use God, the more that we come to him, the easier, because even I know after I go through this one time, that doesn't mean I'm not going to experience it again. But the next time I experience it, I'm going to know what I need to do and how to do it, and I'm not going to doubt myself. One thing I really, 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 really don't want to disqualify myself from the blessings, the gifts, the love that God wants to give me. And that's something that I have to work on myself. Maybe you have to work on it too, but I know I need to understand that God wants to be there for me, not I'm forcing him to be there for me. So if he wants to be there, hey, who am I to say I can't do this anymore? Like, I'm just hoping that if you all are going through these kind of things, that we can learn from each other. You know, if you've been through a similar experience, leave it, in the comments. If you don't want to leave it in the comments, but you just feel where I'm coming from, hit that thumbs up button, because I really feel like I'm not the only one going through this. And if I know I'm not the only one, and you know you're not the only one, I think that's going to help us to deal with it a little bit better too. I feel better. And I'm going to talk to God about it. You talk to God about it. And then I'm going to be back to talk to you about something else that we're experiencing. Let me not say we. About me experiencing. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.